You're listening to the Wealth Mindset Show, where Hixon Zuercher Capital Management's team of finance professionals, portfolio managers, and a life coach come together to tackle complex topics in finance and retirement planning so you don't have to. From investment strategies and wealth management to tax planning, retirement income, and aligning your money with your values and purpose, the Wealth Mindset Show offers the tools to thrive.
All right. Hey. Welcome back to the Wealth Mindset Show, where the Hixon Zuercher team helps you manage wealth, navigate retirement, and make smart decisions for a secure, meaningful future. I'm Austin Wilson, Director of Investments at Hixon Zuercher Capital Management.
And I'm Josh Robb, Director of Wealth Management at Hixon Zuercher Capital Management. And today we're joined with one of our other advisors, Jordan Shaw.
Jordan Shaw, what's up, Jordan?
Hello.
All right. Before we jump into it, just kind of thinking through, our topic today is preparing for your family's future.
True.
And one of the things I don't think I'm mentally prepared for is my son's getting ready to drive. He's got his temporary permit.
Yeah.
Gonna get his license. I don't think I was ready for that. And there's a lot of assumptions I have when it comes to driving that I think is common sense, but I have to think back to when I first got my license, that you have to learn some of these things. And things I take for granted are not there. For instance, turning right on red in Ohio, you can turn right on red.
Yep.
But you should only do so when a car's not barreling at you.
You don't have a right of way.
Yes, it's not your job. You don't have the right. You just have the ability to. So, those little things I take for granted. So anyway, that is preparing myself for my family's future, I think, mentally.
In our house, I recently was called Dad for the first time instead of Daddy.
Oh, man.
And it was heartbreaking. I was not prepared for that. Just like Josh.
Who's that?
I know. My mother-in-law said something like, funny, my kid I did something for my kid or whatever. She's like, oh yeah, thanks, Dad. And my 2-year-old said, yeah, thanks, Dad. And I'm like,
stop it.
No, I'm not there yet. So then she's like, no, Daddy, to try and make her say it again. She hasn't called me it since.
Okay.
So I'm hoping
more of a repeat.
I'm hoping it stays Daddy.
Yeah, just repeating the sound, not so much as changing your name.
I'm not ready to be a dad yet. I'm just Daddy.
Not just Daddy.
What about you, Jordan? What's going on in your world?
Yeah, my 2-year-old, same thing. It's Daddy or nothing. It better be. But she's like, lately, whenever I come home, I get the most broad range of emotions from her when she sees me. It's either, oh my word, Daddy's home, we're going to play and go outside and all this. Or just the other day, she ran up to me, didn't say a word, and just like whacked me with both hands and ran away. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Or she'll just have a mental breakdown when she sees me. It's
all over.
I never know what I'm going to get. It's fun.
I mean, coming from another person who has only daughters,
yep,
I think that we're in for wild cards. You never know what you're going to get when you walk in the door.
Yep.
Right? It could be anything. So today we're going to be talking about, that topic that hits close to home, thinking about your family, thinking about your family's future and taking care of them. Obviously, this looks very different at one end of the spectrum when you have a young family, or when you are at the other end of the spectrum and maybe you're taking care of some aging parents, or thinking about what sort of legacy you want to leave on the other end of all this. It's a big deal. So we're just encouraging people to start thinking about it now. Hopefully this episode will prompt you to start thinking about it, and everyone will be better off because of it. So I guess let's talk about, what does the term like your family's future mean for you guys?
Yeah. When I think, it's changed over time as well. It's like, if you would have asked me that, 10, 15 years ago, I would be like, oh, I want to make sure I set them up to be successful. Now it's more about habits, mindset, values. I think it's changed more towards less on the training and more on instilling the right concepts and values for them. And so when I think about preparing my family for the future, it is instilling my values for them and showing them that. Less so of, I need to open an account, I need to start saving. Those are all important things, but it's less that for me now than it was before.
Yeah, I would second all of that and add to it with, I tend to think of who are the people that they're going to be pouring into. So setting them up to build those connections and have that network of people around them. It is less about like the financial aspect in my mind, thinking about that in particular. Those things are important, but I worry about, or I try to think of, what's the legacy there? Who's those next people that they're going to be pouring into or connecting with? Yeah.
And I tend to even take that one step further as I'm looking into the next generation of my kids. So when my kids get older, I want to prepare them to, be, so of course, an exceptional, workforce member, contributing to society, of course. But I also want them to be a very valuable, spouse to someone if that's the direction their life takes. And there's a lot of, moral thoughts and stuff that go into how we can raise them up to do that and hopefully show them a good example of that over time, as well as, financially, as what we talk about a lot here is how can I set them up to just have a really good head start?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them, I'm not ever going to be able to provide everything they could ever want in the entire world because there's not room in my backyard for that many ponies.
Yes.
But we can set them up and take some steps to prepare them for the future. And most importantly, things about preparing, or not preparing them, but taking care of things in the event something would happen. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about today is, let's just understand what's important to us and how we can plan for that. So let's just take one action step for all of our listeners here and say, hey, maybe you haven't really thought much about this. This is a great opportunity to step back and go, what matters to me and my family? How can I think what I want their future to look like and how can I plan for that today? So starting number one, protection.
Yeah.
So this is where we're going to talk about things like insurance. So Josh, talk a little bit about why, maybe even before you think about planning ahead in terms of growing your money, protecting your income, particularly to make sure your family's needs are covered, is super important.
Yeah, because you can create all these plans for what you want them to do in the future, but if something were to happen to the primary earner in your family, that really disrupts those plans.
Yep.
So what you want to do is take that risk, and insurance is just having someone else take the risk for you. You're paying them that premium, that cost monthly or whatever annually, to take risks that you had and pass it to them. So in the form of life insurance or disability insurance, to say, if that, in my case, if I'm the primary earner, if something were to happen to me, what do I need to have so that my family can continue towards that legacy, that goal, that what I'm trying to achieve with this planning? So life insurance and disability, those are the two key ones. And you just got to figure out what will they need. And there's, financial advisors are great for this. Insurance agents can help as well. Just calculate how much do I need to replace what that cost would be.
And this is where you can also get into the nuance of, well, statistically speaking, you're more likely to get disabled than to actually need life insurance by death, right? So that's where things like long-term disability insurance are so important to look at to make sure that you and your family are protected from that.
Because passing away, which is tragic, there's no ongoing costs. But if I'm disabled and I'm still around, I have ongoing costs as well as losing my income. So you're right, that is a detrimental
and it's more
thing
likely
for the family.
Than
yes,
death.
You have a higher probability.
Becoming disabled is more likely than dying early.
Yep.
And it's less talked about.
Yeah.
People don't think about disability insurance. Life insurance is all over the place.
Right.
So,
but on the life insurance topic, we have full dedicated episodes of this, and we probably will again in the future.
Yep.
But just at a very high level, making sure that your liabilities are covered and hopefully your income is protected for a while to prepare for your family while it's needed. Now, this changes as your life stage changes. As you get a little bit older, maybe you have a little bit more assets. You kind of be more self-insured. But early on, especially, making sure that your, in our cases, wife and kids would be taken care of if we were to, untimely pass is good. But this is also where we could get into the little, rabbit trail of whole life versus term life insurance. And we'll say right here that both products may have, benefits in certain cases. Generally speaking, for the majority of people, more of a term insurance policy would be what we would recommend.
Yep.
There are instances where whole life can have a value there. But that's a whole different topic for another day. But those are different routes you can go about that. Then you have to start thinking about how those tie in to, estate planning. I think we talk about estate planning.